Hi everybody, David Sitzler here. You know, I wanted to make this video because yesterday I was having a conversation with an old friend from high school. I haven't seen him for years or talked to him for years, and he reached out to me on Facebook and he thanked me for doing some of these because he said, you know, we were friends in high school, but we weren't, you know, like call each other everyday buds, right? And he said it was kind of funny because after all these years that we're sort of kindred spirits. And that really meant a lot to me because, you know, my life has taken a lot of turns. I've had successes, I've had failures, and I've tried to bring a passion to what I do. I've tried to live a life where I'm not sucking up to the man. You know, I'm not some corporate pimp. Because I think in this world, you know, life is too short to sell your soul to some big corporation. Now, I know a lot of people have to do it, and I understand that, but I've been able to develop what I call Renaissance life. You know, a lifestyle of freedom where I get to do what I want, when I want, and however long as I want. You know, if I want to spend time with my kids and with my wife, I do it. I don't have to ask a boss. If I want to work out, I do it. I don't have to ask anybody else. If I want to write my book or play music with my band, I do it. I don't have to worry about what the boss is going to say. I don't have to worry about being politically correct, okay? And frankly, we have too much of that in our society. There's too many people selling their soul to the man. And I'm on a mission to change that. So I don't want to talk about that right here, but if you're interested in knowing what I mean by that, go to my website. It's www.davesitzler.com. But what I really wanted to talk about today is what my friend and I got to talking about, which was, you know, in order to develop a freedom lifestyle, in order to develop a life where you can, you know, this is where I work, this is my home, this is a place where I actually get my work done and actually get to enjoy this as well. But if you want to have a lifestyle where maybe this isn't it, maybe, you know, you want to do something else. Maybe you want to write a book. Maybe you want to do a triathlon, maybe an Ironman. It doesn't matter. Whatever your dream is, you can live it. But you have to understand a couple of things. And these are things that I've learned through the struggle, mistakes that I've made, things that have been difficult for me to overcome. And the thing that I want to tell you about today is paradigms. You see, in order to get from where you are to where you're going, you have to change. Not your circumstances. They're not going to change. You have to change. Then your circumstances will change. And a lot of times I think we are acting out of paradigms that we're not even aware of. So many of us that have gone through our lives trying to do the things that we were told as a kid. You know, you get a job and you work hard at that job, and that hard work pays off in promotions, and eventually you get a gold watch and you retire and you play golf. Well, guess what? First of all, that would be purgatory to me. But second of all, that world doesn't exist anymore. These corporate structures will sell you out in a New York minute, no matter how much you've given them. There are umpteen examples of that. So you've got to first of all recognize that we're living in a different world, and the things that are holding you back are paradigms to a great extent that you may be operating out of and not even be aware of. So how is it that you get past that obstacle? And I'll tell you, this is how I do it, okay? And this is a process. This is something I do every day, even though I'm already living a freedom lifestyle. I still have big goals that I'm shooting for. And that's part of the key, is every day I get a pen and a piece of paper. I'm old school. But I get a pen and a piece of paper. You can do it on your phone, you can do it on your computer, whatever. But I get a pen and a piece of paper and I write down what my potential is. What am I capable of? What gifts has God blessed me with? And you have those gifts too. They might be different than mine, but you have those things too. And this is very important because, you know, when we tell little kids how wonderful they are, we're looking at that great potential. But something happens when we get older to where all of a sudden we don't look at people with that same view of their potential. And I think that's a big mistake, because I think there is tons of unrecognized potential in this world. In fact, there's way more unrecognized potential than there actually is potential being realized. So what you've got to do is write down every day, what am I capable of? What am I blessed with? what are the things that I have that I can do to bring my uniqueness to the world? And the next thing I do is I write down my goals. Not just short-term goals. I'm going to go to the, not a to-do list, I got to go to the dry cleaner. I've got to pick up the kids. Not that. I'm talking about big goals. And it's very important that you never share this with anyone. I'm very close with my wife, but when I write down my goals, I do not show them to her. Because this is something that has to be about you. See, if you aren't motivated, it's not going to happen. So we're going to try to realize that change. So we're going to write down our potential, and then we're going to write down our goals. Big goals. If you know how to reach your goal, it's not big enough. If you can see everything laid out for you, your goal's not big enough. Challenge yourself. Make a bigger goal. I'm serious. One of my mentors is a guy named Bob Proctor. Now, he's a mentor of mine because I read his stuff and watch his videos. I don't know him personally, but I love the guy. And one of the things he says is if you make a goal and it doesn't scare the hell out of you, then it's not a big enough goal. You have to break through the terror barrier in order to change. Now, the terror barrier is something that Bob talks about a lot. The terror barrier is that feeling that you have inside like, oh shit, can I do this? Can I really do this? If you're feeling that, you're in the right place. Don't be scared away by that. Be attracted to it. So get yourself a goal, not just one, but many goals. You should have a fitness goal. You should have a financial goal. You should have a personal life goal. And not just, oh, I want to get closer to my wife and kids. How are you going to do that? Get specific. Roll up your sleeves. Do this as a practice every day. And one of the ways that I have been very successful at changing my mind in is gratitude. And I do an exercise, and I want you to try this, okay? Real simple. 21 days in a row. It's very important that you do this every day, okay? It's very important. Every day for 21 days. It's only going to take you a minute. Write down 3 things you're thankful for. 3 new things that you're thankful for every single day. Why? Because when you are sitting there, and you heard me talk about this if you saw my last video, what do you think about when you're sitting there at a traffic light? Is your mind going to the worry, to the bills, to the this, to that, to all these negative things? Well, you got to change that, because if you're going to sit there in that mindset, you're never going to get out of this, okay? How do you get out of it? You change your mind. Then you change your circumstances outside. So you change your mind by focusing on the gratitude. So if you are every day writing down 3 things, guess what? After 10 or 12 days, the whole, oh, I'm thankful for my wife, I'm thankful for my kids thing goes out the window. And now you have to really think about what you're thankful for. That changes your mind. And when you're in that different mindset, then you're in a creative state. Then you can affect the change that you want in your life. So that's all I've got for today, but I just wanted to tell you, I'm so thankful for all of you that have given me positive feedback, and I'm thankful for some people that have been the haters too, because if you don't have haters, then you're not pushing the envelope. So I love you guys too. But just remember, if there's nobody else in the world that believes you could do what you want to do, call me, because I know that your potential is greater than what you're doing with it right now. This is Dave Sitzler. I'm out.